We see them absolutely everywhere. We use them for everything, right? From pulling up a restaurant menu to paying for parking. But all that convenience from QR codes, it's hiding a threat that is just brilliantly simple and, honestly, dangerously effective. Okay, picture this. You pull up to a parking meter, you're in a rush, of course. You see that handy little QR code, you scan it, pay, and boom, you're done in 5 seconds. But what you don't realize is the person who slapped that sticker there just said this to you. And yeah, that's what we're talking about today, a heist. A heist that takes less time than it does to tie your shoes. So the website it sends you to, it looks completely real. It asks for your card details and you punch them in. You pay the $5, think you're all set. But that money, it didn't go to the city. Nope. It went straight into a criminal's pocket. And what's way, way worse is that they now have your permanent credit card information. So how in the world did they pull this off? Well, it wasn't some crazy, complex cyber attack. It wasn't some sophisticated breach of the parking meter's software. It was much, much simpler than that. It was just a sticker. A sticker, pasted right over the real one. That's it. A physical trick, not a digital one. This whole scam actually has a name. It's called Quishing. And understanding its anatomy, how it works, is really the first step to protecting yourself. So, let's break it down. It's pretty simple, right? It's just a mashup of QR and phishing. We've all seen those phishing emails trying to get us to click on sketchy links. Well, you can think of Quishing as the real-world version of that, just using these little black and white squares to do all the dirty work. So here is the absolute heart of the problem. We can't look at a QR code and have any idea where it's sending us. It's a total black box. We have to scan it to find out. And because that sticker is physically stuck onto a real thing, like a parking meter or a table at a cafe, our brain just automatically trusts it. And this is where it gets really clever. Check this out. After you scan, you might glance at the URL. But be honest, would you notice the difference between a capital I and a lowercase l? The fake URL on the right is designed to look identical to the real one if you're just glancing. And a quick glance is all the time they need. So what do you think it costs to become a cybercriminal using this method? The barrier to entry is just shockingly low. It costs about this much, $10. For $10, a scammer can go online and order 100 of these custom QR code stickers. They can spend one afternoon plastering them all over town and then just kick back and wait for the credit card numbers to start rolling in. It's an incredibly profitable and super low-risk crime. And this means you need to be on high alert in places you go every single day. Scammers are targeting parking meters, restaurant menus, bus stops, precisely because they're so common. Basically, anywhere a legit business puts a QR code for your convenience, a scammer can slap their fake one right on top. Okay, so that's the problem, right? It's simple, it's cheap, and it works. But the good news is the defense is also really simple. So let's walk through the 3 steps you can take to protect yourself. So how do you actually fight back against a 5-second heist? Well, it all comes down to breaking one little habit of convenience and building a new one of caution. So here it is, your new 3-step habit. First, pause and look. Before you even point your phone at that thing, just physically inspect the sticker. Does it look like it's been placed on top of another one? Are the corners peeling up? Second, after you scan, don't just immediately click go. Stop. Inspect the URL. Read every single letter. Does it match the company's name exactly? And third, whenever you have the option, just use official methods. If you can pay directly with your card or through a trusted official app that you downloaded from the App Store, just do that instead. Skip the code entirely. This really brings us to the core issue at the heart of this whole problem. And it's something we all deal with every single day. Look, QR codes are popular for one big reason. They are incredibly convenient. They save us from typing a long web address. But scammers are exploiting that exact desire for speed. They are literally betting that you will value those 5 seconds of convenience more than your lifelong financial security. The big takeaway here is that taking an extra moment to just be skeptical is always, always worth it. So I'll leave you with this one last thought. From now on, every time you see a QR code out in the wild, on a flyer, a poster, a menu, just ask yourself this one simple question before you even think about scanning it. Who put it there? And can you really, really trust them?